How's it going, everyone? I hope you're all doing well. And this is the iPhone 13, Apple's 2021 mainline release, and in 2023, it's still sold new by Apple. So today, I want to go over 5 reasons as to why you may want to consider picking up an iPhone 13 in 2023. The first reason you may want to consider picking one of these up in 2023 is due to the fact that it is still sold new by Apple. You can buy a new one on Apple's website and stores, and this means that not only do you get Apple's incredible warranty, but you also get things like Apple Care and a new battery. You get that new phone experience, and because it's a generation out, it does mean you are going to get it at a discounted price. This is honestly a huge factor for several people, and in my opinion, it was a good move of Apple to keep phones on for another generation and just sell them at a discounted price. So if Apple's legendary support and a new battery sounds good to you, then yeah, you may want to consider picking up an iPhone 13 in 2023. The next reason is this thing is pretty friggin' powerful. This thing has an Apple A15 Bionic, 4GB of RAM, storage starting at 128GB going through 256 and capping out at 512GB. I personally always go with the 128GB option, but if you do want some more storage, say you play a lot of games and you want a few more local files on your device, then it is good to know that that is an option. Whenever I've used this thing, I never felt it slow up on me. Whenever I'm scrolling through the operating system and performing things like system functions, it has been absolutely flawless, and I've never had any issues there. Moving on to more intensive performance, watching videos on this thing is truly a wonderful experience, thanks to both the 6.1-inch XDR OLED display with a nice high resolution, along with the fact that I haven't really had any performance issues. I'm able to watch 4K videos on this thing without any stuttering or lag, and while this is kinda to be expected from a modern iPhone, it is nice all the same. In terms of gaming, again, no issues here. I've tried all kinds of games on this thing, actually finding that I do prefer the more chill Apple Arcade games. I've always preferred chill games, but I last year discovered Apple Arcade and I really like it. Nevertheless though, it worked really well on absolutely everything I've tried, and while 6GB of RAM would have been nice for some future proofing, again, I've had no issues here. The performance carries on into mobile data as well, considering that the iPhone 13 also has 5G technologies as standard, which is nice. And while again, this is to be expected from a modern phone, whenever I've got to try 5G, it has always been super fast. Just gotta wait for the infrastructure to catch up to the rural West Midlands. But yeah, if you live in a 5G area, then this will likely be a big pull for you. And it's nice to know that it is supported. Overall, in terms of performance in 2023, this thing absolutely flies, despite not being the latest and greatest, which is super important for a modern smartphone. So it is nice to know that you're covered here. Next up, continuing that power, we have the camera performance. Because if there's one area where phones have gone absolutely crazy in recent years, it is the cameras. The iPhone 13 features that 12 megapixel camera system, got a dual lens configuration with an f1.6 wide angle and an f2.4 ultra wide angle. And the photos on this thing are actually really nice. Sharpness, saturation, and dynamic range are all really good. The skin tones are excellent, and it's got features like portrait mode to get you some blurry backgrounds and night mode for when you want to take photos in the dark. Overall, the iPhone 13 has a pretty good modern camera system. However, where this thing really comes into its own is with the cinematic mode. If you don't know what this is, it was essentially introduced on the iPhone 13, and it would be portrait mode for video. Essentially, this means that you get a blurry background in your videos now instead of just on your photos, which is actually something I've wanted for several years at this point. So it is nice that it's finally here. It works pretty well. You can get some nice focus pulls as if you were using a big camera like the one I'm filming this video on. However, it is limited to 1080p in 30 FPS on the iPhone 13. Now, this was later upgraded on other iPhones, but on the iPhone 13, it is only available in 1080p 30 FPS, which to me just seems stupid. Like, fine, 1080p, whatever, but 30 FPS. Why couldn't they have made it 24 FPS? If Apple had done 24 FPS, I probably would have only had a small complaint, but nevertheless though, it is still a really cool technology that I've used countless times, including on this YouTube channel when I haven't had my big camera with me. But overall, the camera on the iPhone 13 really drives home the value that this phone provides in 2023. It's got almost all the features of newer iPhones, but for substantially less money. Next up, and this is a little bit of a niche one, but that's okay. Sometimes you put things in your videos just for you. It's that the iPhone 13 is the newest iPhone where you can get a mini variant. The iPhone 13 mini was the last mini iPhone, which is much to my dismay as I actually really loved that phone. I found that it fit just right in my hand, and as somebody who isn't crazy on big phones, I really like the novelty of being able to buy a smaller phone. Now, there is one big catch with this section, however. You can only buy the 13 mini used. Apple no longer make that phone new. It's been discontinued, and this may be off-putting for some of you. But if you are not dissuaded by that and you are a big fan of mini phones, like I am, the iPhone 13 mini can do everything that the iPhone 13 can do, just in a smaller footprint. I am aware, once again, that this is a very niche point, but I like it. It's got 5G, it's super powerful, it's got cinematic mode, and overall, it is a great little phone that I used for a big portion of 2023 as my only phone. And in that time period, it never let me down. Like, that thing was a little trooper. So if you like smaller phones and you don't mind buying used, then the iPhone 13 mini is a really cool little phone. Finally, and we've been talking about it all the way through, but the value for money that the iPhone 13 provides in 2023 is awesome. Yeah, a new iPhone with a great camera, super fast performance, 5G, and if you don't buy new, you can get a mini variant, which again is very cool in my opinion. I love how Apple are now keeping on older phones, and due to the fact that they are still sold new, combined with the legendary reputation that iPhone have built for themselves, it's not going anywhere anytime soon. Longevity is a big part of providing value to a phone, and I would predict this thing would last for years to come. So if you just want to buy a phone and forget about it for a few generations, then the iPhone 13 will be absolutely perfect for this. You won't need to worry about replacing your phone in the next few years or so if you go with an iPhone 13. So while that $600 price tag may not initially be the easiest thing to swallow, if you do want to keep your phone around for several years, it's not so bad. And in my opinion, this is one of the strongest points for the iPhone 13. Differences between the iPhone 13 and iPhone 14, in my opinion, are minimal, unless you go for like the iPhone 14 Pro, but that is an entirely different phone. And in my opinion, the savings are substantial. Once again, new phone, almost all of the features of the latest, and $100 less. You know what you can buy with $100? Probably some fancy Apple accessories. What else can $100 get you? With your extra $100, you could get 2 of these. Don't you want an Isabel's head pillow? I did. That's why I bought it. Stupid. All right, guys, so that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know, by the way, what do you think of the iPhone 13? Do you have one? Are you planning to buy one? Are you watching this video on one? Feel free to let me know in the comments. I always enjoy reading those. As for now, though, as always, thank you for watching. Remember to like the video if you want to see more content like this, then smash that subscribe button. I'm done for now, and I will see you guys in the next one.